All right, so this is our news to you article, and to be honest with you, I completely forgot about news to you, so I apologize if you have been missing it. I'm going to try to do a much better job of remembering these from week to week. I don't think we're too far behind. This one is just from last week. However, I feel like it fits better into this week because tomorrow we're going to be celebrating Earth Day, and this is just a good article that also relates to that. So um, let's go ahead and start reading. Greta Thunberg and Earth. Many people want to protect Earth. Many people celebrate protecting Earth on Earth Day, which is April 22nd. One person who wants to protect Earth is Greta Thunberg. Greta is a 17-year-old girl who was born in Sweden. Greta has Asperger's syndrome, which is a kind of autism. People with autism think differently. They find some things easier to do, but other things harder to do. Greta says Asperger's syndrome is like her superpower. It helps her think differently. It helps her think about things that are important to her. One thing that is very important to Greta is stopping climate change. Climate is the typical weather in a place. Many people think the climate is changing, which could be dangerous for Earth. Changes in climate may cause floods, storms, wildfires, and more. Greta first learned about climate change when she was 8 years old. Greta started making changes in her life she thought would help Earth. She wanted to encourage government leaders to make changes too. She started protests in front of government buildings. During her first protest, she was alone. Then people started to join her. Greta became famous for leading protests. She inspired other students around the world to protest too. She called these protests Fridays for Future. At the protests, students gave speeches and held signs that encouraged leaders to learn more about climate change. They encouraged leaders to learn about stopping climate change. Students in countries around the world participated in these protests. Greta started meeting with leaders too. She meets with leaders to talk about climate change and what countries and people can do to help stop climate change and protect Earth. Greta gives speeches at important meetings. She gave speeches in front of government leaders in Italy, France, and the US. During her speeches, Greta asks leaders to pass laws that protect Earth. She talks about ideas she has to protect Earth. She thinks everyone can help. She asks people not to fly on planes because planes make pollution that can hurt Earth. Greta is brave and meets with many adult leaders to talk about something important to her. Protecting Earth is important to Greta Thunberg. Why is protecting Earth important? So I want you to think about that. You don't have to write up anything or send me anything, but think about that. You think about why is it important that we protect our Earth.